Dopamine reset. Everyone's chasing dopamine. More focus, more drive, more pleasure. But dopamine isn't just a feel-good chemical. It's a motivation meter, the neurochemical behind drive, effort, and goal-directed behavior. And it runs on contrast. Every scroll, every swipe, every spike of sugar or novelty, that's a hit. But when those hits never stop, your brain adapts. Dopamine sensitivity drops. And suddenly nothing feels as good as it used to. You feel foggy, restless, unmotivated, and you might not even know why. That's where a dopamine reset comes in. Not to erase dopamine, that's impossible. But to give your system a break from the constant highs so that natural rewards actually register again. It doesn't take a life overhaul. It can be as simple as turning off all notifications for a day, doing one task without music or background noise, or taking a 24-hour break from social media, junk food, or binge content. Even a few hours of low stimulation gives your dopamine receptors a chance to recalibrate. And when they do, you get your focus back, your drive back, and pleasure actually feels like pleasure again. Sleep cycles. You didn't sleep wrong. You just woke up at the wrong time. If you've ever gotten a full 8 hours and still felt like you got hit by a truck, there's a reason. Your brain cycles through different stages of sleep every 90 minutes. Light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep. Then it loops again. Wake up during light sleep and you feel alert. Wake up during deep sleep and you feel wrecked. That's why timing your wake-up matters, not just the total hours. Some apps track your sleep cycles and wake you during a lighter phase. But you don't need a ring, a watch, or a sleep lab. Just try this. Count backwards from your target wake-up time in 90-minute blocks. If you need to be up at 6 a.m., aim to fall asleep at 10:30 p.m. or midnight. Either puts you at the end of a cycle, not in the middle of one. You might feel better with less sleep, just because it ended at the right time. Gut-brain. Axis. There's a second brain inside you. It doesn't think. It doesn't dream. It just digests food and tells your real brain how to feel. Welcome to the gut-brain axis, where trillions of bacteria help decide whether you're anxious, depressed, focused, or dealing with brain fog. Here's how it works. Your gut has its own nervous system called the enteric nervous system. It sends signals up the vagus nerve, the superhighway between your gut and your brain stem. That's how food becomes feeling. And those signals are heavily influenced by your microbiome, the mix of bacteria living in your intestines. A junk food binge feeds bacteria that promote inflammation, brain fog, and anxiety. But fermented foods, fiber, and polyphenols feed the microbes that help produce key neurotransmitters, the chemicals that keep you balanced and focused. Here's the part that changes everything. Over 90% of your body's serotonin is made in your gut, not your brain, your gut. So when people say they feel like garbage after a weekend of bad food, they're not being dramatic. They're neurochemically correct. It's not all in your head. Sometimes it's in your stomach. Morning sun. Forget energy drinks, forget coffee. If you want to wake your brain and body in under 10 minutes, go outside. Your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock, runs on light, and morning sunlight is its primary signal. When sunlight hits your eyes within the first hour after waking, your brain shuts down melatonin, boosts cortisol appropriately, and sets a biological timer for when to feel sleepy later that night. It's a full system reset, and indoor light doesn't cut it. Even a bright overhead bulb delivers a fraction of the intensity your brain needs to properly time your rhythm. Outdoor light, even on a cloudy day, is exponentially stronger. Miss that morning signal consistently and you get circadian drift, disrupted sleep, low energy, poor focus, unstable mood. The fix takes 5 minutes. Step outside within an hour of waking. Look toward the sky, not directly at the sun. Let the light reach your eyes. That single habit realigns your entire biology with the way it was designed to work. Magnesium. You're probably deficient, and even if you're not, you might still feel like you are. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical processes in your body. It regulates sleep, stress, muscle tension, cognitive function, and mood stability. And most people aren't getting enough. Modern diets are stripped of magnesium-rich foods. Stress drains your reserves. So does caffeine, alcohol, and intense exercise. Low magnesium shows up as brain fog, anxiety, poor recovery, restless sleep, muscle cramps, and tension. Symptoms most people blame on everything except the actual cause. Here's where it gets tricky. Not all magnesium is the same. Some forms barely absorb and cause digestive issues. Others, like magnesium glycinate, are far more bioavailable and calming to the nervous system. If you've tried magnesium before and felt nothing, you probably tried the wrong kind for sleep, stress, and nervous system recovery. Magnesium might be the quietest MVP in the entire biohacking world. Breathwork, forget meditation apps, forget expensive retreats. If you want to shift your mood, your focus, or your entire nervous system in under 90 seconds, start with your breath. Breathwork isn't wellness fluff anymore. It's used by Olympic athletes, special forces, and trauma therapists. Because how you breathe controls how your nervous system behaves. Fast, shallow chest breathing signals, panic. Slow, diaphragmatic breathing signals, safety. Certain breathing patterns spike alertness. Others put you to sleep. And they're surprisingly easy to learn. Box breathing, 4 seconds in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold. Lowers cortisol and calms the mind almost immediately. Physiological sigh, a double inhale followed by a long exhale. Resets your stress response in seconds. Alternate nostril breathing, shown to balance brain hemispheric activity and improve cognitive control. You're walking around with a built-in control panel for your mood and stress levels. It's been there your entire life. Most people never touch it. Creatine. Creatine has been stuck in gym culture for decades. Protein shakes, loading phases, and biceps. But here's what most people don't realize. Creatine isn't just a muscle supplement. It's a brain supplement. Your brain burns a ridiculous amount of energy, and creatine helps recycle ATP, the fuel that powers everything from movement to memory. Multiple studies now show creatine can support working memory, mental fatigue resistance, and mood stabilization, especially during sleep deprivation or high-stress periods. Unlike most so-called cognitive enhancers, this one isn't fringe. Creatine is one of the most studied supplements in existence, with decades of safe use and proven benefits, both physical and cognitive. There's even early research linking creatine to potential benefits for depression, ADHD, and neurodegenerative conditions. So, no. It's not just about gains. Turns out those gym bros were onto something the rest of us ignored. Mouth tape. There's a $6 roll of tape that might change your sleep quality, or suffocate you at 3 a.m., depending on who you ask. The theory is simple. Humans were designed to breathe through their noses, but modern life turned most of us into mouth-breathing zombies, which isn't just unattractive. It's bad for oxygen intake, nitric oxide levels, sleep quality, and even facial structure over time. So some biohackers tape their mouth shut at night, force nasal breathing, fix everything. And they might have a point. Nasal breathing humidifies air, filters pathogens, and regulates oxygen absorption far better than mouth breathing. It stabilizes the tongue and jaw, reducing snoring and preventing your brain from waking up repeatedly because it thinks you're choking. The controversy: not much long-term research exists. Doctors warn it's risky for people with sleep apnea, allergies, or a deviated septum. But for some people, better sleep, less snoring, and significantly less drool on the pillow.